Hello, yes, and welcome to a episode of MLS Ireland. Will I be bringing to you my predictions for this knockout stages? Yes, MLS is back. Knockout stages. We didn't think we really can get this far, but we have. So stay tuned. Thank you very much for joining me. Yes, it is the knockout stages, and I am Sean. And if you're new to this, hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. There is 2 games on tonight, which I hope to God I will see. And if you're new to this, I'm on Twitter. Link is in below at MLS Watch, MLS Ireland. Pretty easy. And as I said, hit the subscribe button. It'd be pretty cool. Follow me, whatever the hell you like to do. Yes, it is the knockout stages, and who thought of Cincinnati and Atlanta getting put out, and New York Red Bulls actually not even making it? Who even thought of Orlando actually being top of their league? It's actually been a pretty crazy one. So, saying that, to be fair, I actually done pretty well on all this. I got a couple wrong, but you know that's just to be suspected when I see a lot of people go things wrong. So. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and cheers if you're new to this. So I might as well get on to the first one. It is Colorado against Montreal. Not Colorado, Orlando. I get those two mixed up all the fucking time. Don't know. Anyway, Orlando at home in the heat. It's going to be pretty good for them. Montreal, who came third in their kind of group, Orlando came top in a pretty tight enough group, as you can probably say. Orlando are probably going to go into this game probably a bit favourites, because Montreal, I don't think they're ticking at the moment. They are capable of winning, but I think Orlando have this home pride behind them where I think they're going to try and really go for it, and they probably will. They look more compact, they look better defensively, and they do look like they were going to score. Well, they always did, actually, in fairness. They always looked like they were going to score, but they always let ones in. So, do I think Montreal have goal scorers in their team to really upset them? Probably not, even though they did score a hell of a lot of goals. They scored 4 goals in 3 games, which is pretty impressive for them. So, saying that, Orlando even scored 6, so let in 3, and who did? Montreal led in 5. So, saying that, my prediction for this game is going to be a 2-0 win to Orlando. I do think they're going to have a good time with it, unless Thierry Henry has other hands. Does he have a hand in it? If he has a hand in it. The next one is Philadelphia against New England. Philadelphia, who are, Philadelphia. Are they my favourites to win this thing? Perhaps, apart from LAFC, maybe, who in the other side are pretty good. But saying that, this team are a pretty good team. They know how to win, they know how to crack down, even though they came second in Orlando's kind of group, but I think they kind of knew that they had the thing they knew they were going for real nice. So, against the New England team, who do look interesting at the moment, they've won 1 game and lost 2, and they've only scored 2 goals and only conceded 1, so they're hard to break down, even in a very good tight group that they're in. It's going to be a good one, but I do think Philadelphia has a wee bit too much for them, and I'm probably going to go for it. Is going to be a tricky one, but I think it's going to probably be a 1-0 win to Philadelphia at the end of it all. New England's really going to try and be compact and really hit them on the break, which I don't really think they can if they keep their players fit. But I think Philadelphia has just that wee bit too much for them. And then the next game which is on tomorrow. It is Toronto against New York City FC, who basically got in the skin of their teeth thanks to Houston. LA Galaxy scoring a goal against Houston. So congratulations to them for getting in through. I'm not going to say fairly deserved. Toronto, who deserved it, getting top of their league. So pretty congratulations to them. Scoring 6 goals and conceding 5. New York scored 2 and conceded 4. So it's going to be I think Toronto's probably going to win this game. I'm not going to say comfortably, because New York City are hard to break down, so it's going to be a tricky one. This could be the game where it's kind of like Portugal in the Euros, where they didn't win a game to the final. I think that's the way it went. They drew, and they got in 3rd place. And then they won on penalties, and won on penalties, and then got to the final and won. It's probably going to be like that. I think they probably beat Wales, but you know what I'm trying to say. This is probably where a game where New York City would probably like to actually play and actually like do or die, not tactical and keep players for here and keep players for there. It's just no go at it. But I'm saying that in the sense of Toronto are probably saying the same, and who have a better team, probably better coached and all that kind of stuff. So Toronto 2-0. Sorry, New York. I will be visiting soon, so don't hate me. The next one is Sporting Kansas City against Vancouver. Sporting Kansas City, what can I say? They did look good when they're playing Real Salt Lake, but they weren't really in a heavy group. They were kind of favourites to really win that group, along with Minnesota. All three of them got through, which is pretty impressive for them, for such not an exciting 6A group, as it were. But again, pretty good. For Vancouver, which I was pretty surprised to get through at all, but again, they came third, which is in a pretty tight group. I'm kind of shocked at Chicago getting put out, who looked, by all means, actually pretty good. They actually played very well, so it's no mean feat in this one with Seattle and San Jose, who have a good manager at the moment. So Atlanta, if you're looking for a manager, that's another thing that happened too. Christ. But anyway, again, Sporting Kansas City against Vancouver. I was very impressed with Sporting Kansas City. They scored 6 and conceding 4, whereas Vancouver, I can't bloody remember, conceded 7 and scored 5. So there is goals in them, but they're going to let in a lot of goals. And I think Sporting Kansas City are a wee bit too shrewd and have a lot of goal scorers in their team, which is going to make us probably a 2-0 win for Sporting Kansas City. The next one is San Jose against Real Salt Lake. Again, Real Salt Lake came on third in their league with Minnesota and Sporting Kansas City. San Jose came on top of a very tough group, which is impressive for them. They scored 6 and let in 3, which is no mean feat in a group of Seattle and Chicago. Chicago looked pretty good, as I said. Real Salt Lake probably got in with the skin under the teeth. They scored 2 and let in 2, so not really exciting, as it were. They won 1, drew 1 and lost 1, which has probably got them in because they got the 4 points. But they're not a bad team. This is probably going to be a tricky one for San Jose. I think they're probably going to try and let their not let their hair down. That's a weird way of thinking about it. They're probably going to. Are they going to really go full at it? I hope they do, because if they do, there's a lot of goals in this game. But I think Real Salt Lake have probably a lot of veterans. They have Beckerman, so I do think they're going to have a wee bit more shrewdness about them. But I think it's going to be a 1-0 win to San Jose, probably around the last minute. Two teams kind of just back and forward in the midfield, and then Wondolowski maybe scoring the winner. It's possible. Then probably the game of the round, Seattle against LAFC. Two teams who you would actually probably think at the very end of it would have got to the final, but this is the way it is. Seattle, who came in second, I'm not going to say the group of death, but in a pretty good group. And then LAFC done very, very well in a group that you kind of expected them to really win, but they came second. In a tough group, Portland actually came top, so congratulations Portland. We'll talk about that later. So LAFC scored a hell of a lot of goals. They scored 11, but 11-7, you know. Oh, that kind of rhymes, so you know, maybe I'm in the wrong job. Seattle, like I said, pretty good team, but they scored 4 and let in 2, so they're tight. They're compact against a very free scoring team, but they can't be scored against. I do think this game's going to be on 4 o'clock in the morning, so there's no way in hell I'll be watching it unless I get up at 6 in the morning and watch the end of it, which is quite possible, especially around here. So I would love to watch this game. This game probably has the game of the season written all over it. It's probably, for all I know, it could be 4-4, 3-3. But I do think this one may go to penalties. I'm going to say for 2-2, and then it's going to go to penalties. And I think, Seattle are very good at penalties, and LAFC have never really been in this situation. I'll come back to that one. Stay tuned. And then the next game is Columbus Crew against Minnesota. Columbus Crew, who are basically the dark horses on this. Nobody really expected them to really get this far, which is pretty impressive. Even a very tight group with Atlanta, who sacked their manager yesterday. New York Red Bulls, who the fans want their manager to be sacked yesterday. And Cincinnati, who came second. I know, Cincinnati. Wow. Well done. I didn't give you much hope at the very start, but kudos. Yap Stam seems to be doing a very good job. Anyway, Sporting Columbus Crew, who are looking the favourites now, maybe in a lot of people's eyes, they're just playing pretty well, scoring 7 and conceding 0, which is impressive. Which is not giving really much hope to Minnesota. Minnesota, who are a very good team, scoring 4 and conceding 3. So they're not a bad team, but do I think they can probably break down Columbus Crew, who have Nagby now basically is the catalyst for the whole season. So I think Columbus Crew maybe have enough for this one, so I'm going to go for a 2-0 win against Minnesota. Sorry. And then the last game is Portland against Cincinnati. Portland, who I expect probably get through, maybe. Yeah, I would have expected them to get through that group. I didn't expect LA Galaxy really to get through, and Cincinnati I didn't really expect at all to be here at all. So congratulations to them. Do I think they're going to win this game? I didn't expect them to win any games. So congratulations. Portland Timbers, who I do like, they're a nice team. They're a very good team. They play very well. They probably have a wee bit too much. They have a lot of experience in their team where Cincinnati probably doesn't, so where I think this is where they're going to get them in good stead. So I'm going to go for Portland Timbers 1-0 win. It's going to be very cagey. I think Cincinnati are going to try to break them down. I mean, not break them down, could be compacting and break on the break. So Portland Timbers probably going to win this game. And like I said, since LAFC and Seattle's into penalties, that's a tricky one. I'm going to go for I think LAFC has a wee bit more goal scorers in their team, so I'm going to go for LAFC in the penalties. Anyway, that is my predictions. I hope to God you like them. Hit that like button, the subscribe, and everything else. Basically, just click them all. And I hope to see you on the next one.